Okay, so the purpose of this is to go over Atcan progress, and I'm just going to get into it. So, yeah, we're going to go over a couple things. We're going to go over the contracts, and we're going to go over a proof of concept for the UI. And my hope is that this can be used to for someone else to take Atcan and push it forward to integrate it with Wekin. Uh, and this is just kind of the setup stuff so someone can do that. All right. So let's get started. So this is Atcan here on GitHub, and here's Atcan contracts. And we can just go ahead and follow along with the README. The first thing you have to do is install MetaMask, which is this Chrome extension right here. And then you also have to install Ganesh, which is a testnet. So following the instructions, the first thing we do is install, so once you install those things, then you can move on. So we install Truffle next. So let's see. I actually already have that done over here. But yeah, you would just run npm globally install Truffle. Then you would clone this repo, which I have, and clone it. Yeah, I guess that's obvious. Um, I'm going to restart this because I feel stupid and embarrassed. Hi. Okay, so this is about going over Ethcan. So we're going to go over the contracts, and we're going to go over this DApp proof of concept that I'm hoping we can use to inform how we integrate this into Wekin, the real UI. So I'm just going to get started. This right here is Ethcan. This is where the repo is, and this specifically is repo for contracts. The README instructions are here. So these are just the proof of concept. It's just a proof of concept contract for Ethcan. In order to install it, you need to have MetaMask, which is this Chrome extension right here. And you also need to have Ganesh, which is an app. And I'm going to open it up right now because we're going to need it anyways. Cool. This is Ganesh. It's a testnet. This is where the testnet is running. It's running locally right here on 7545 port. And these are a bunch of, these are 10 or so addresses with 100 test ETH on this testnet. So back to the instructions. The first thing we need to do is install Truffle globally, which I've already done. So I'm not going to do that. And then you also want to clone this repo and cd into it and then npm install, which I have also already done. So moving on, we want to open Ganesh, just did that. And then it says from the root of this repo, you want to run truffle migrate network Ganesh. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Any day now. All right. Crap. Something went wrong. Don't know. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to say reset, probably because I was running this earlier. That doesn't make any sense. It does say replacing migrations here, so even though I closed this before, it looks like I needed to run reset. So those are both two good commands. So you have the command I have in there, and then if something goes wrong, just do that with a reset, and it seems to work. Okay, so going back to the instructions, I'll make sure I add something about reset into this README here. So we just deployed the contracts using Truffle, and then it says that you want to save the address of the deployed contract. And so that's talking about right here at this address. We're going to save it. And then it says another thing that you might want to save actually has to do with the file that's in like the ABI file, which is compiled and saved in Truffle build folder. So let's see. I'm just going to open this up real quick so you can see that. Maybe I didn't need to open this. Could have just shown it to you in the editor, but whatever. Cool. So this is the etcan project, and there's a build folder, and in build you can see this scan JSON, and this is the ABI that was created whenever we do truffle compile. Here we did truffle migrate, so it generated these files for me, and this is the one, the ABI, that we're going to need later on. Okay, so that's what this thing is talking about here. So if you've come this far, then you're ready to also deploy the UI that talks to this contract that we just deployed. So if you go to contract UI demo, you'll see the instructions here. And the first instruction it gives is to, oh man, this needs a little bit better formatting, is to follow the instructions that we just followed at the etcan contracts. Then it says we need to set up MetaMask. So basically what it's saying is that your MetaMask is going to, when you install it, it's going to be set to mainnet by default. And MetaMask open. MetaMask, you are embarrassing me. Well, great. This will be another good example of how we quit Chrome and open up MetaMask. So let's try this again. Thanks, MetaMask, for nothing. Oh, and you're still not going to open. This never happened before. Oh, I think it really is dead. All these extensions are dead. Is it because I'm running this video and it's just sucking up too much power? Chrome, you just can't handle it? All right, well, let me close Visual Code, I guess. I'm gonna need that though. Okay. Give you a second to load here, Chrome. Jesus. Okay. This thing still won't open. It's like I'm just running too much stuff. I really need this to open, otherwise I can't really show you a lot, can I? All right, I guess I'll quit Ganesh. Oh my God. And then as soon as I close Ganesh, this thing opens. All right, I don't know what that was about. But anyways, okay, so open up your MetaMask and just open, sweet. Okay, so when you do this, you'll notice that you'll probably be connected to main network, but if you click this button, that always opens unless you're trying to do a video. Oh man, my computer's working so hard. Okay. Let's cancel this guy. Okay. Sweet. So just had to cancel. So you probably have your main Ethereum network. What you need to do is create a custom RPC network, and you have to give it this value exactly. And this should be your default Ganesh value, and then you'll be connected to the right network. The other thing you have to do is create an account. Here I already have, but you create an account, and sure, and you go to import, and you do it by private key. And then on your Ganesh, instance, cool. If you look all the way to the right, you will have a private key, so you copy that, and that is exactly what you put in onto that import private key. And if you do that, then you'll have a test account with 100 ETH, which is why I go to my test account here. Great. This is a new UI too, so okay, here it says I have 0 ETH, which is true because it's just a test account, but over here I have 100 ETH. Great. Now let's go redeploy. So this is back in my contracts. I'm going to say this command and as you can see, it's lightning fast. It actually goes much faster than this. I just think my computer is having a lot to deal with I guess making this video. Cool. So now I'm going to take this address and let's that to Ethcan contracts UI demo. Excellent. Okay, cool. So we just went through all that work to set up the MetaMask, which was the first part of the README. And then you have to set up some configs. And this has to happen in this contract UI demo. So yeah, so basically you have to clone this repo and then set up MetaMask and then change some configs. So let's go ahead and do that. Here's where I have the repo. I'm going to open this up in Visual Code, but just a code editor. Thanks for bearing with me on this. Okay. So in the app.js, all right, pretty much everything is in this file. A couple of things to note. I designed this to be as simple as possible. Dragging down it may look like a lot of code, but it's actually not. We have this very simple HTML here. Even though I used React, I just used it to basically create the NPM environment that I needed so I could easily give myself access to the Web3 1.0 package. And so instead of setting up WebSphere and all that stuff myself, I just used the Create React app. There's nothing fancy in here about this rendering. This is just straight up HTML. So I'm using the React app just to give me HTML essentially. And I don't do anything in here that's particular to React. And then I use jQuery, as you can see from those dollar signs, to interact with everything in here. So it's very old school. So here you have all the HTML. I think of it kind of like the template code or whatever. And then here, each of these is a function that's going to relate to a click event that's within that HTML. So yes, but the only thing that we're worried about here are these configs. You want to make sure this is connected to your Ganesh instance that you're doing the blockchain on, and you want to make sure that this and I'm going to paste it again here, is actually the address of the contracts that were deployed. So over here, I have that address from when I deployed it, and over here, I've just hard-coded it. And now I can go back to my instructions. I've set up my configs, then I can run my dApp. I've already npm installed, so I'm just going to npm start. Fine. I'm just going to run this on a different port to avoid some conflicts. I want to open my console, so just right-click inspect. I just need the console. And this is the first time this web app is starting up, so okay. Awesome. So if you've ever done create React app, I haven't changed anything. This is just like the default stuff that shows up. And I've just added some boxes down here. This may look similar to another demo I did, but this one's different because this one talks to the blockchain. So let's go ahead and get started. So I want to create, so basically each one of these is wired to a different function on the contract or on the blockchain that we just deployed. And here is just my suggestion for how the Webkin UI would support it. So here we want to create a project. I imagine we would click a button somewhere on the Webkin board or UI to create a project. Here the symbol is going to be ABC. So create a project. And as you can see, MetaMask opens up because I'm already, because I've already, cool, looks like there's an error here. Oh, crud. So this is a really annoying error. Last time this happened, basically the MetaMask doesn't do a good job of like keeping track of the transactions that have happened on the testnet, and so we need to. Last time I did this, I had to reinstall MetaMask, which I'm really hoping I don't have to do again. That would be a nightmare. But basically, one suggestion is just to like switch it. So we switch it from main network, and we switch it to different account. So this is interesting because this is on the mainnet and this is using a different account. So it's going to try to do this thing, but it would never work because that contract isn't deployed to mainnet. So let's try switching back now and praying that it works. Okay, back to 745. This account has 0F. So I'm going to go to account 2, which has 99 left, and pray this works. And it didn't. Okay. I don't want to reinstall this thing now, but I don't know what else I can do. Ugh. Okay, well, if you come with me this long, then I guess you can. I already looked at this error before. MetaMask clear cache, come on. All right, so this guy says he's reconnects it to a different network and then back to localhost. Yeah, that didn't work. Also, I wondered, how do you delete these networks? Connecting to unknown network that doesn't exist. Great. What if I just try to go to the main, and then try to create a custom one? What are the chances this works? Let's find out. Here we are. It didn't fucking work. Oh, you know what we can do? We could just try a different address. Okay, so let's take this private key. All right, and I feel like you're teasing me, MetaMask. Why? Great, are you gonna open? Okay. Yeah, and I'm gonna create a new account. Oh, actually, I want to import account. Here's my private key. Import. All right, this guy got 100. So let's try this again. Reset here for good luck. All right, new project created. And here we can go ahead and put that in. All right, this is the project info. Card IDs, this means this is the list of cards that belong to this project. There aren't any. And this is the owner of it. And if I go to Ganesh, F17F, and here we got F17F, that's us. We're going to go ahead and create a card. We're going to create a card, has to be part of our project. So we're going to use the project we just created, which was ABC. And you'll notice that when we write to the blockchain, MetaMask pops up. Confirm. Cool. And then I can create, oh, here you have to use card ID. And so those are actually in order. So I know it's going to be one, but I guess the other way you could make sure, see what card IDs are available is to run this again. And here it says, like, look, it has a card ID, only one, and that is, so let's go ahead and look up info for that card. Great. This is just read only, so it comes back very quickly. And here it says it's part of project ID 1, got the balance of 0. This is the owner, it's claimed by nobody, and the status is deployed. Cool. So let's go ahead and fund that card. Let's fund it with 99 Ether. Now this is actually how we would fund in the real thing, but for the proof of concept, I thought it would be more fun to just fund a card with a method. It's less pressure. You don't have to worry about if you're accidentally paying someone on mainnet when you're working on testnet, because we're just calling a function here. There's not even test ether is at risk. Okay, cool. So now we said that we have 99. So if I go back here and look up that card, look, it has a balance of 99. Cool. So we could claim the card. There's only one ID card. We could claim it. And that writes to the blockchain. So that's why MetaMask pops up. We confirm it. Cool. And so here it says that the person who's claimed by 0x0, but if we check again, oh look, now it's claimed and owned by the same person. Something we might want to worry about in the final version. Okay, so we want to approve the card. Cool. So if I go back to here, you can see that it's claimed as approved and the balance has gone back down to 0 because the idea is that that balance would have been sent to whoever had claimed it, which is also me. Yeah, so this is basically it. Cool. I will do what I can to put some of these lessons learned in the READMEs so they're a little bit better, but hopefully this will help us go to the next level, which is integrating this into Wekin, which is something I've shown before, so I'm not going to show it again in this video. Thanks to Exit7, thanks to King Flurkle for being awesome, thanks for Yaler for keeping on me, and thanks for Arthur Quasia as well, big part of social coding. Yeah, talk to you soon, guys. Bye.